Now to that former Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader and high school teacher charged with having a sexual relationship with an underage student. The trial was set to start this week, but today Sarah Jones is due in a Kentucky court to accept a reported plea deal. ABC's Paula Ferris joins us now with the very latest on this. Paula, good morning.
Good morning to you, Amy. It's a complete 180 for this former Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader. Just a few months ago, Sarah Jones pleaded not guilty to having sex with a minor, but her attorneys tell ABC News that today she will accept a plea deal.
ABC News has learned that Sarah Jones, the former pro football cheerleader and high school teacher accused of having sex with a student, will avoid a very public trial set to start later this week. Jones's attorney says later this morning she will accept a plea deal after originally pleading not guilty in April to first-degree sexual abuse of a teenager.
People don't know the real me. I just ask the general public to maybe hold their judgment a little bit longer until the truth does come out.
Prosecutors say the 26-year-old used emails and text messages to seduce a 16-year-old student back in November 2011, a relationship police say led to a 3-month-long affair with the teen. Up until now, Jones had denied wrongdoing, blaming the boy's ex-girlfriend for spreading lies.
This has gotten very out of control, and it was started by high school girls. And at the end of the day, everyone will know the truth.
Jones maintains the 16-year-old boy was a family friend, and in a surprising twist this spring, the teen's family showed up at court to support her.
Yes, he was a student. He was not my student. He was a family friend who I'm very close with his parents. Had it not been for their support, it'd be very difficult to get through this without them.
ABC News has also learned Jones's mother, Cheryl, a former middle school principal in the same district, will also accept a plea deal this morning.
I know why I had to go through this. Mentally, Sarah couldn't have done it by herself, and she needed my support.
Cheryl Jones was charged with tampering with evidence in the case, something her daughter has maintained throughout was unfair.
The hardest thing has been going through, not only me going through it, but then having my mom go through it with me, because this is what has happened to her is not fair. So my goal is for her charges to be dismissed.
Now, the prosecution has no comment on that plea deal, but her attorneys tell us that it should be filed today. Had Sarah Jones opted for a trial, she potentially faced upwards of 10 years in prison, her mother 5. Amy?
All right, Paula Ferris, thanks so much. And for more on this, let's bring in GMA legal analyst Dan Abrams. And Dan, we just saw that last week the judge was going to allow those allegedly incriminating emails between Jones and the boy into evidence. What role did that play?
It's a game changer. I mean, the minute the judge says these text messages are coming in, suddenly Sarah Jones and her attorney probably sat down and said to themselves, okay, is this worth it? These are being described as steamy text messages. So at the very least, you've got something that would be incredibly embarrassing to her. And at the very worst, you've got very incriminating against her. And the minute the judge made this ruling, I'll bet it was that moment that the defense attorney went to the prosecutors and said, okay, I may not have been ready to cut a deal, but now I am.
So we understand why the defense made its move, but why would prosecutors agree to this?
Because this wasn't that easy a case. Yes, you've got text messages, but you've got the family of the alleged victim, this boy, supporting her and saying he wasn't a victim here. So imagine now the trial taking place, where you've got this young man taking the witness stand, really supporting her account. You've got his family supporting her account, her side. Makes it a tough case to prosecute.
What do we think this deal may look like?
Well, I think it's probably a misdemeanor, probably something like, 30 days in jail, maybe no jail time, just probation, something very light, conditions that, for example, she shouldn't teach again, etc. But that's the sort of deal I'd expect here. Because remember, you were talking about something for each of the 2 charges here, up to 5 years. Even if convicted of those, likely would have been, let's say, a year, year and a half. With a plea deal, I think you're talking about a lot less.
Right, and the
that.
Mom may end up winning in this as well.
Yeah, and I think she was the token here, basically to put pressure on her, saying, you don't want to play with us? We're going to charge your mom.
All right, Dan Abrams, we appreciate it. Thank you.